Hi, my name is Andrea Ferroni, and with this video I want to start a series of videos about technical reviews of didgeridoos made by several makers. I'm a didgeridoo maker, and I'm really interested in the potential of this kind of instrument. So I know that, and I want to highlight you that there is no any didgeridoo that can fulfill everything you want to make. So there are didgeridoos they are made for something, and and some other they are made for something different. There are some didgeridoos they are made better for some kind of quality. Maybe they looks better than other. Some other they play better than others. Some are made for a specific technique made by the musician who create this kind of instrument and so on. And so I want to be really honest with you and with the makers. So even if I will make a review about a didgeridoo that I know the maker maybe is a friend of mine, yeah, doesn't matter. I will try to be as honest as I can. So for the first didgeridoo, I choose the Didjeribone. This Didjeribone that I have in my hands is very, very old. This has been created and invented in 1980s by Charlie McMahon. So you see the name of the instrument, Didjeribone, and CMC, that is Charlie McMahon, the name of the inventor. This is very old, but I will show you the new one. But first of all, this is about 12 years old, and traveling by plane, going to several festivals and concerts, the bell was broken sometimes, 3 or 4 times. So I used just some tape to stitch it. That's all. Sometimes if you smash it on the ground and you maybe walk on the top of it, you risk to damage it as pretty every kind of musical instrument. Musical instruments are made to be played and not to walk on the top of them. But in this case, you risk to lose the bell that is simply glued on the main body of the didge. This is made from plastic, so it is made from plastic in these 3 parts: the slide, the main body and the bell, and a piece of rubber here to make the mouthpiece. As I told you, this is the older version. The newer is completely black. You can see the name that is gold, and you find the sticker that says Australian made. So this is made in Australia. And you have again the mouthpiece made from rubber. No other modification has been made in years. And when I bought it, I wanted to have a didge like that obviously to change keynote while playing. But first I want to talk to you about the color tone of this didge. The shape is a pretty cylindrical shape, so please come back to my previous videos where I discuss about color tone related to specific shapes. So this kind of instrument has to play in this way due to its own shape. Some people think it sounds more electronical sound because it's made from plastic. It's not true. It sounds very, very brilliant, and I will show you, because it's made with a pretty cylindrical shape with a moderate bell. And this riff I played was made by Michael Jackson. That he was a a student of Charlie McMahon. With this kind of Didge, it is very simple to change the keynote immediately, as I showed you. And you can also play something like now you can imagine why Didjeribone has been chosen as name for this kind of instrument. So didgeridoo and trombone. So you can easily change the keynote. But even if you have the keynote for the basic drum, you do not have lines for the toots. And toots are not well tuned with these lines. This is not due to a didgeridoo made in not a good way, but because if you want to have overtones or toots well tuned with the basic drum, you need to have two shapes, or a cylindrical shape from the beginning to the end, to the bell, or a conical shape. And so this is not a good, they are not good shapes for a didgeridoo, and they are not good anyway for a slide, because the inner diameter of the slide pipe is smaller than the diameter of the main body of the instrument. So you have no choice. Anyway, you can write some lines to avoid to cancel the lines sliding. I used a small saw, an end saw, and I use a pencil to write inside of it. I don't care too much about the aesthetic of the instrument I used to play. My instruments are really, they look really bad, my own personal Didges. So I didn't spend too much time to make a very nice job, but they were useful, especially at the beginning, just to learn the position of the keynotes. Otherwise, you have to train your ears to play, and I still have to do it, because when I'm in a concert, I'm not able to play and to read the lines, okay? Another small modification I made is because I'm not sure if it is done for a specific reason, but the keynote, if I align the main body to the line of the keynote, the note is a little bit lower than expected. Not so much, just a few. The few is that I need to cut the Didge here for 2 or 3 millimeters. I removed the mouthpiece, and I even cut again to about 2 millimeters. So really a few, but now I'm precise with the keynote. Pay attention. For some other players, could be different, because the didgeridoo is never tuned for anyone. If you push more the air, you will obtain a keynote that is a little bit higher than players they push less. I don't like to play with a huge amount of air, so this can be the reason. But this happens mostly with conical shapes. So, anyway, the good thing is, if you really want to be precise, you can work to deal with it. If it was shorter, you can't do anything to tune it in a good way, except if you change the mouthpiece and you enlarge the mouthpiece. So, this choice is also good if you want to be very, very precise. Another modification I made is this mouthpiece. As you can see, the shape is not flat, but I made a cut here to follow better my lips. And this is good if I want to slide and I want to play with higher key notes. And in this way, given that my lips are really, really tight and strong, I risk to lose air from the side, and in this way, I avoid to feel the air flowing here. Do I made other modifications? Yeah, I just added this stuff to a small bracket to avoid to lay down the instrument on the ground if I have a clip microphone here. Okay, and so I can put it on a stand, and that's all. I think I made no other modification, but some others could disappoint a bit that the slide too much. The thing is, some people want to have a slide that slide, and some other want a slide that does not slide so much. But you have a solution. So Charlie McMahon and other musicians use just a small piece of rubber here. So you can slide when you want, and when you want to have a fixed key note, you go to maybe D, and that's all. So you don't lose it. Okay? You just have to pay attention that it could be removed in this way. But this is the best way or the simplest way to have a very affordable instrument for a not so high price that works very well, that can slide and it can play several keys. I also make slide digits. Not the purpose of my didgeridoo is not to slide in this way, but just to have some key note and to have a different sound. But if you want to have a very long range of key notes, you have to maintain this length. So otherwise, if you make a longer bell or a longer body, the higher key note is not G. It is maybe a lower, maybe F, maybe E, maybe, I don't know. It depends. So even the dimension of the Didge and the range of the key note is thought by Charlie for sure to have the most important key notes and the best playability of the key notes of the didgeridoo. So you can play from G to C to B. Okay. You have C here. You do not have B, but absolutely you arrive till B, and even more, maybe even B flat. Okay. If you want to have more key note, Charlie also made a modification himself. I don't remember so well, but a small pipe that is added to arrive easily at A. Okay. And about the sound, I told you the sound is very, very crispy, and so some people like it, some other not, and this is important that you need to understand which sound you like. But even on this point, there are even other reasons to prefer this kind of shape, and it is, I told you, when you play a cylindrical pipe, you mostly highlight the overtone lines played by your mouth, like or even for slower parts like I think you could understand how brilliant is this overtone. Please come back to my previous video. I explain why it happens. And this is good if you want to play with a band. Because if you play with a band and if you have a didgeridoo with a huge bell, with conical shape, quite large, and you get very strong lower frequencies. So the sound came out even quite dull, quite fat, and it starts to fight with the lower frequencies of other instruments. The bass guitar, if you have a baritone sax, if you have drum, if you have a male voice especially. So in this way, if we want to be highlighted in a big band, or maybe even just three components of the band, instead of pushing higher the volume, or even worse, instead of screaming inside the pipe just to say hello I'm here, it's better if you start to play in a good way using the overtone lines with a very nice staccato sound. And this instrument for this kind of stuff is good. If I play staccato, you can recognize every single sound that is brilliant, but on the other end, if I want to play very strong staccato like I can do it, but I'm more precise with other kind of shapes. It is not so simple to move from the basic drum to the toot. Again, because a cylindrical pipe has a bigger distance between the basic drum and the toot. But I can do it. But it's not made for this kind of purpose. If you listen to the music of Charlie McMahon, you will recognize a very nice flow with staccato, overtone lines, vocals, and so on. And so I think that's all. Just try it if you can, but think about what you need in your music. This instrument is not so expensive, but could look expensive if you consider that it's made from 2 pipes of plastic plus a bell. So some people say it's a little bit higher than expected, but it is a nice instrument and it is made with specific needs, to fulfill specific needs. If you find other plastic didgeridoos on eBay and places like that, you could find cheaper didgeridoo, but they are not made with the same knowledge and they are not made by musicians they really play instrument. So, if you liked this video, think about to subscribe to the channel, to thumbs up if you like this video, or thumbs down and explain me why, or if you think this instrument is good for other purposes, or if I forgot to say something and you don't like something specific on this instrument, just write me down. I will follow your ideas. If you want one of these Didge, you can even write me, or you can find on the net, you can find several websites, they sell it. But if you want, yeah, you can write me. Thank you very much for your attention. See you for the next review, and maybe I hope some other didgeridoo makers will send me a Didge maybe for a review, for an honest review, or just let me know. Thank you very much. See you next time.